Everywhere I've been in North London these last few weeks, people have been talking about this match. And the spectators here, who've had a special souvenir brochure to look at to celebrate this 100th League derby, they've also looked at their match programme for the team changes, and they are already aware that Spurs, whose first ever match against Arsenal is commemorated there in the league, Spurs team news shows that Steve Hodge is injured and won't be playing. Ozzy Ardiles is back at number 4. Tony Galvin at number 11 after scoring as a sub on Thursday, and Nico Klaassen the substitute. Arsenal keep the team that beat Wimbledon on Thursday. Graham Rix back in the first team picture as substitute, but that team has just set a new club record of 18 matches without defeat. What a way for Arsenal to start their second century, and away they go, playing from right to left. Spurs are back in their old colours of dark blue shorts, which will please many of their supporters. But it's Arsenal in possession with Steve Williams. That's the first foul. Paul Allen was the offender. 2 Thomases in the Tottenham team and 2 Allens, so we'll get you used to that a little bit later on. For the moment, for this free kick, Tony Adams has gone forward for Arsenal, and so too has Viv Anderson. The header was by Richard Gough, the new Tottenham captain, wearing 5. Now the Arsenal captain, Kenny Sansom. Number 11, Martin Hayes. Anderson is still on the edge of the penalty area, and he'll have to stay there now because Arsenal have another free kick. Foul by Chris Waddle. Niall Quinn, the big number 9 who Jimmy Hill mentioned, is a permanent threat on set plays. He's in there on the edge of the area. Adams is behind him. They've got Anderson in there as well. Those are the 3 who they might be aiming at. And Quinn's at the back here, and it's come to Charlie Nicholas with the shot. Offside flag was up, it wouldn't have mattered, but the referee will play an advantage. Well, for those of you who don't live in London, who might appreciate a little bit of the local geography here, the 2 grounds are only 4 miles apart, and the rivalry between Arsenal and Tottenham supporters is legendary and passionate. And that's probably the last word applicable to this game. We shall see. Mitchell Thomas back in the Tottenham team after injury. Ardiles. Galvin is on the left. Still Ardiles. Galvin. Mitchell Thomas. Hoddle. And the top surface is very greasy because it's been pouring with rain in North London all day. Waddle again. Now Danny Thomas, number 2. Given away. And Williams was the man that got the ball forward. Danny Thomas who got it back. Clive Allen wants it played square. O'Leary in the way. Hoddle. And Paul Davis got a foot in. Ardiles. Clive Allen. Always ready to shoot at goal, and who wouldn't be with 28 goals already this season in League and Cup. Here's Ardiles. Danny Thomas, Spurs making much of the early play, but Quinn got back well. And John Lukic will appreciate a good feel of the ball on a day like this. Back to Kenny Sansom. Goalkeepers now, of course, have to be careful, they can't pick it up twice. Niall Quinn is still hovering up front, being marked by Richard Gough, and that's going to be one of the day's battles, I fancy. Adams takes the free kick. Here's O'Leary. And a free kick this time to Spurs, given by referee Roger Milford from Bristol. Waddle. Play on, says the referee. It was Adams' tackle. Hayes. Nicely played, well-balanced Arsenal these days with Paul Davis prodding it forward. Williams to Hayes. There's a good team understanding here that has been built up through this long unbeaten sequence. It goes back, in fact, to the end of September when Arsenal last lost at Nottingham Forest. Bobby Charlton is in the commentary position with me, and there may not be too much time to talk, Bobby. A frantic game in prospect.
Yes, looks like a battle in midfield at the present time. I think Williams and Hoddle, who comes out the best, will have a bearing on this result.
Corner to Arsenal. The Arsenal fans are packed behind that left-hand goal, the goal that Arsenal are attacking in the first half, and it's going to be Paul Davis with the kick. Anderson off the line. Could have been Thomas who got it away. It was certainly Anderson that had the chance. Sansom. And Quinn's there, and Adams is there. And it's a goal to Arsenal. They scored anyway, and Tony Adams has put them in front in dramatic fashion here. Within seconds of Spurs scoring off their goal line, look what happened here. Niall Quinn was there with the header, and Tottenham thought it was offside. The flag stayed down, Clements came out, and Adams' effort ricocheted over him and into the net. Hoddle puts it through, here's Clive Allen, and O'Leary. Corner. Now, when Tottenham have a corner, Mitchell Thomas, Mabbutt and Goff all come forward. And it was Adams away from Mabbutt. Adams very much the man of the moment, but this is Steve Williams to David Rocastle. Free kick to Spurs, Mitchell Thomas was fouled. And he's just come back from a nasty injury, which he sustained on Boxing Day. In fact, it was an ankle, so that recent knock will do him no good at all.
It's got a tremendous prospect, this match has, and I'm looking forward to not just the one goal that we've already seen, but lots of others.
So Spurs temporarily down to 10 men. Mitchell Thomas goes off. Chris Waddle bringing the first save out of John Lukic. But Spurs will have to decide whether Thomas can come back or whether to bring on Nico Klassen and reorganise very early in the game. Here's Charlie Nicholas. Anderson, Rocastle, Nicholas. Referee has overruled his linesman. This time it's going to be a Tottenham throw. Been playing 10 minutes, Arsenal lead 1-0. Clive Allen, beaten by Rocastle. Williams. Oh, that was very, very late. Very late on Steve Williams. And Glenn Hoddle is the player trying to signal to the referee that that was an accident, but my word, Roger Milford doesn't see it that way and will book him. Well, Bobby Charlton made the point in the opening minutes that it could be Williams against Hoddle, which settles the issue here. And Hoddle, not always renowned for digging in the tackle, left his mark there. Now, that was very, very late by Glenn Hoddle, and frankly, it was a bookable offence. But Williams has been in inspired form this season for Arsenal. And that may be one reason why, if Robson does go, they feel they can release him. Martin Hayes and Niall Quinn. Rocastle's in the centre. There's Rocastle. Oh, and Ray Clements got a hand to that. Or did it? Well, it's a corner given. It may also have hit the post. Rocastle was the player who stole in. Mitchell Thomas is waiting to get back on, but Arsenal have a corner. And those three big players are there again. And Anderson, well, he got his head to it, and already Arsenal are making the crosses tell. Ray Clements, grateful to see that one come straight at him. Hoddle. Arsenal so well organised defensively this season. They've only let in 12 goals in 23 league games, and they haven't had two put past them in a match since the end of August. So Tottenham have got some task ahead now to claw this lead back. That was Mabbutt. Davis for Arsenal. O'Leary. Anderson. Goff. Anderson was penalised. Interesting too that two of that Arsenal back four have already had goal-worthy efforts in this match. Anderson's kicked off the line and Adams scored. Here's Danny Thomas for Tottenham. Danny Thomas had the shot, but you had a glimpse there of the predatory instincts of Clive Allen, who was sliding in just in case on this slippery ground the ball came back off Lukic. Galvin. Anderson for Arsenal. Thomas. Waddle. Searching ball out to Tony Galvin, and again all the Spurs midfield players pile forward. Mitchell Thomas. Both the Allens are in there. Here's Ardiles. Spinning away. Waddle was there, and he's still there. And Martin Hayes clears for Arsenal to Charlie Nicholas. And now Steve Williams to Quinn. There's Waddle who had the shot. Here's Rocastle. Nicholas. Good ball by Anderson. He's looking for Quinn there against Goff. Quinn just couldn't keep the ball in play. I think Bobby Charlton sometimes we don't always appreciate up here or indeed at home just how fast these matches are played.
Yes, particularly fast game this, and there's a lot of effort being put in by the players. With the wind and the skiddy surface, it's going to make for a few mistakes. But at the moment, both sides, especially Arsenal, defending quite well. When Arsenal have the win in the second half, I think it'll put that little bit of extra pressure that Tottenham, I don't think, are capable of handling in the air. They seem to have struggled a little, but still, we'll see.
15 minutes left in the first half of this important North London derby, and the First Division pacemakers Arsenal still hold the lead. Starting this match, remember, 10 points ahead of Tottenham, so it's vital for Spurs' championship ambitions that they get a result here today. Otherwise, they might not catch Arsenal, even though there are other teams, of course, between those two. Everton 1 point behind at the start of play today. Championship hasn't been to London since Arsenal won it in 1971. They clinched it here at White Hart Lane in their memorable double year. Ardiles, Hoddle. That's a great ball by Hoddle, and Clive Allen's got a chance to play it inside. Offside flags up. Hoddle, as usual, quick to spot the opening. Danny Thomas. Sanson. Quinn to Nicholas. Rocastle's moving to his right. Well, the handball's been given against Rocastle. And there's some pretty tempestuous stuff going on out there. Ardiles at the thick of it. Danny Thomas. Now Goff has made a sortie upfield in open play, and if it breaks down, that's always a risk you take, but it's good to see a centre-half who is prepared to launch into the attack. Here's Hoddle. Paul Allen to his cousin Clive, back again to Paul. Deflection on the shot. Lukic will have to stop it if he can. Oh, it was a bit tight, and Martin Hayes got away with it because Danny Thomas overcommitted. 3 the other way for Arsenal. Nicholas has gone to the left, and Hayes through the middle. They fooled them there, and that was lovely football by Arsenal. Bobby Charlton.
Oh, that was a great little blindside run by Charlie Nicholas, which gave the young lad Martin Hayes the chance. His shot wasn't the best, but nevertheless, it really did open up the back of the Tottenham defence there. They really fell right into Arsenal's hand when Charlie went on that little dink and run out to the left-hand side.
Galvin for Spurs. Clive Allen. Well, Clive Allen, as you may remember, used to be an Arsenal player for just 62 days in the summer of 1980 when they signed him for over £1 million. And then, would you believe it, before he'd kicked a ball in the league, swapped him for Kenny Sansom. Ardiles shaking off Williams. You wouldn't think Ardiles was the oldest outfield player on the pitch. The amount of work he's getting through. That's Hoddle on to Galvin. And there are 3 waiting for a cross here for Tottenham. And it didn't come. Paul Davis in the way. Beautifully done. Paul Davis, who made his Arsenal debut on this ground in 1980. Up there. Gary Mabbott was the player who went down after the challenge by Niall Quinn. Ardiles. Waddle. Galvin. Waddle's in there. Trying to find a way through for Mitchell Thomas. And he looks to have overrun that. Enough anyway for Adams to intercept. There's been some good football out of defence by Arsenal. Adams found Quinn there. And then Rocastle was in, and a little back heel by Will. Oh, look at that. That's super football by Arsenal. And Hayes onto a pass by Nicholas. Martin Hayes is going through for Arsenal, and brought down was a yes by Danny Thomas, and only just outside, which Thomas must have known, I fancy. What a move by Arsenal. One of the best pieces of football I've seen this season, and it didn't start there really. It started way back. The foul was deliberate, it was outside the penalty area, and only if Arsenal score will they get the reward they really deserved for an absolutely picture-book move involving 4 players. That was championship-type football in the heat of a local derby. Now, will Charlie Nicholas try to bend the free kick over the wall? Davis is there as well. They want them 10 yards back. Paul Davis, it's there! 2-0 to Arsenal. Paul Davis, and they get the reward that marvellous piece of football deserved. It was touched off with the back heel by Rocastle. It might have got a deflection as it went through there, actually. but it's 2-0 to Arsenal. O'Leary tangling there with Allen. And again Arsenal first to the ball. That was Davis intercepting. Diles. Two minutes left in the first half. Spurs 0, Arsenal 2 in the Centenary League match. And here's Steve Williams, and he's got away from Mabbutt, and Williams' shot saved by Clements. Spurs are all over the place. Arsenal are dominating proceedings here at the moment, and it could so easily have been 3. This slick passing of the Arsenal team is putting men in the clear. On this occasion it's Williams. Neither centre-back could get to him. Clements just managed to smother the shot. Mabbutt. Mitchell-Thomas. Galvin. Mitchell-Thomas still forward. Here's Clive Allen. Galvin. Now Quinn. The rain comes sheeting down still. Allen to Hoddle. Now Ozzy Ardiles is in the middle and marks, and Mitchell-Thomas comes in, and Spurs have scored! Mitchell-Thomas has put Tottenham back in business, and Arsenal now are stretched. Glenn Hoddle gets away, and the favourite to score is Ardiles here. But the ball goes beyond him, he couldn't reach it, Lukic couldn't either, and Thomas had come thundering through from left back and fired that into the top of the net. And once again, the team that goes 2-0 up suddenly finds that life is not that easy. Spurs reply almost instant. And it comes at a very psychological time, just before half-time, and just after Steve Williams might well have made it 3-0. And in stoppage time at the end of the first half, the North London derby lives up to expectations. What a game we've got on here now. And you can hardly hear the whistle. Arsenal, the first division leaders, went 2 up. Tony Adams after 6 minutes, Paul Davis 5 minutes before half-time. But then, just before the whistle, the man who just went through the picture, Mitchell-Thomas, got a goal back for Tottenham, and that should set up the second half. But the feeling I've had all season that football is on the way back is borne out by the entertainment we've had here today. It's a derby match, it's full of promise, and it's still at half-time, full of possibilities. So Arsenal out for the second half, and their supporters, fortunately most of them are undercover, but it is absolutely belting down with rain still here. The two clubs exist in neighbouring boroughs. Tottenham's ground here in the high road of Tottenham, it isn't actually in White Hart Lane, despite the fact that's what we call it, is linked with the Arsenal Manor near Finsbury Park by a famous North London thoroughfare called the Seven Sisters Road, and down the years that rivalry has spread across North London, although both clubs now draw their support from wide areas of the metropolis. Nevertheless, Spurs versus Arsenal is still regarded as the derby in the south, and anything that the Merseyside clubs or the Manchester clubs can throw up in the way of excitement and entertainment has normally been matched by these games between the only two teams up until last season to have done the double this century. Arsenal in 71, Spurs in 61, and of course Liverpool now in 86. Tottenham start the second half then, 2-1 down. Thomas here, the man that put them back in the match, with that goal right on half-time. Thomas again. Calvin. Hoddle. O'Leary's clearance. Danny Thomas, Ardiles. Still manages to knit the Tottenham midfield together better than any other player. Here's Chris Waddle. Clive Allen's in there again, O'Leary away. Danny Thomas only as far as Adams. Both teams under new management this season, remember? George Graham has gone down to the Arsenal bench, third from the left for this second half. There goes Hayes. And there's the Spurs bench, and third from the right, the man who took over here last summer, David Pleat. Mitchell Thomas to Tony Galvin. Play on, said Roger Milford. Good advantage by the referee. Here's Ardiles. It's the free kick, given against Davis. And somebody's spoken out of turn. And not for the first time, it's Steve Williams, who does have a habit of arguing with referees. Goff's made his run, so has Mabbutt. That might run for Allen. Clive Allen's through here. Good challenge by O'Leary. Here's Danny Thomas. O'Leary's header. Thomas again. It's Waddle out on the right. Glenn Hoddle is well forward in this attack. It's still Waddle for Tottenham, and it's still Waddle, three around him. Now Spurs going for Arsenal's throat early in the second half. Ardiles. Foul. Goff and Mabbutt, again, the players coming forward for the free kick. And there was Goff. Might run on to Clive Allen. And Goff's in there again. Mabbutt's jumping with the goalkeeper. The free kick was given for a foul. Quinn, Nicholas. Nicholas by Ardiles. Well, Adams has come forward again, and so has Anderson. Quinn is already there. In goes Adams. Oh, it fell just behind Viv Anderson there. It's going to be retrieved by Martin Hayes. They're still well packed in the penalty area for Arsenal. They'll have to get back now. Wasn't very good from Danny Thomas, actually. And he's in a bit of difficulty, but he'll get a free kick to get himself out of it. Anderson. Mitchell Thomas. no, it's going to be, when they finally sorted it out, it's going to be the other way. So Spurs have the free kick. Galvin. Thomas again to Galvin. Clive Allen is closing in here with Lukic. Goalkeeper was fouled by the elbow of Clive Allen. So we're 10 minutes into the second half, and the score, Tottenham 1, Arsenal 2. Hayes, looking for Quinn. There's Hayes, here's Nicholas. Forward by Steve Williams. What a lovely ball that was. This is Anderson. Nicholas coming towards the near post now. Davis is in there. Offside. Rocastle had the shot. Some of Arsenal's movement is so fluent and so imaginative, not just in this match, but I've seen 2 recent games at Highbury, and it was indicative to me that they're playing rather better than they've perhaps been given credit for. People have been saying they've been scratching out results. It's rather more than that. Paul Allen to Clive Allen. Hoddle's in the middle. Paul Allen, Clive Allen.
A great strike by Allen there on his left peg as well, which unusual.
Here's Sansom. Hayes. O'Leary. We're a quarter of an hour into the second half here, and Arsenal hold a 2-1 lead, and they also have a free kick. Across by Williams, and Anderson is coming in here. Seen a match played in quite such driving rain since Jimmy Hill and I were in a freak storm in Mexico in the summer during the World Cup, but as in that match, the players just have to get on with it. This is Danny Thomas at right back. Ardiles has gone into the centre-forward position just for a moment. Hoddle has dropped back a bit. Spurs midfield is very interchangeable, but it's a question of whether they can actually get enough service up to Clive Allen to make an impact on this orderly Arsenal defence. Paul Allen. And Abbott. Davis just hesitated for a moment, and it was nearly enough to let Tottenham in. Quinn. Well, who would be a spectator in weather like this? The answer is every single one of those who love their football so much they don't mind the rain. And Kenny Sansom battling it out with Chris Waddle over there. Hoddle has joined the attack again. and found a way through. And a missed that offside flag is up. Clive Allen was offside, although Hoddle's shot was the one that Lukic couldn't quite hold. This was Hoddle making the space, getting the shot in, but watch Clive Allen, he was offside anyway when the shot was actually struck. And the Tottenham end of the ground doing their best to urge their team on in these dreadful conditions, especially for spectators. But that right-hand end is now a family enclosure, and only members can either stand or sit there. Hoddle, oh, look at that from Adams. What a measured player he's becoming. Martin Hayes. And that's Ardiles involved again in the tackle. Hayes collides with Danny Thomas. Goff. Allen. Mitchell Thomas. Hoddle. Clive Allen. So dangerous. Hoddle again. And now Galvin. And Tottenham have forced the corner. Ardiles. Foul by Steve Williams on Ardiles in a dangerous position in which to concede a free kick. Mabbott and Goff both threateningly placed. Clive Allen is in there as well. Well, what can you say about this fellow? Glenn Hoddle, who's never scored in a league derby against Arsenal, clips the top of the netting there from the free kick. That's Mabbott. Williams. Oh! Well, Stevie Williams in trouble. It's going to be a booking. He's so ultra-competitive that sometimes he goes over the edge. Roger Milford takes his name for the tussle with Ardiles. And Spurs want to get on with this so quickly, the referee will call it back. Here's Mabbott. Danger here as Kenny Sansom tries to hold it, and Glenn Hoddle came through for the shot, and it was just too high again, or rather further over the bar this time.
Glenn Hoddle, one of the most skillful and probably the most gifted footballers around. Not usual for him to go forward so many times and actually score, but he's got a tremendous brain and a great vision. He brings players into the game, and he's bringing Tottenham into this game now.
This match just bears out again that the First Division this season has been a very entertaining place to be and indeed to watch. Crowds are going up, and I think there's a good reason why. Seven minutes to go, Spurs still 2-1 down. It'll be Mabbott with the throw. Lukic is coming to help Anderson, but he did the right thing Charlie Nicholas. Here's Danny Thomas. I suppose Arsenal's most famous victory ever here was the one that clinched the league 16 years ago when they won 1-0 at Tottenham. They had a 5-0 win here in 1978, and today they lead 2-1, which has pleased their bank of supporters. But Spurs are not giving it up by any means yet. Paul Allen. Mabbutt. Sansom driving it forward a little hurriedly this time. Ball only goes as far as Galvin. Mitchell Thomas inside. Galvin again. Oh, he gave it away. And Paul Davis has got players right and left here. Nicholas to his left is in a good position. Martin Hayes is in the centre. Davis has joined him, and Hayes couldn't quite reach across, which got a slight deflection. Hayes again. Rocastle. Here's Galvin. Klassen. Nico Klassen. Sliced by Adams, it's a corner. Arsenal protesting, but the referee has given the corner to Tottenham. 4 minutes to go. Waddle has placed the ball. Hoddle's over on that side as well. Goff and Mabbutt are in the penalty area. And there's Richard Goff, and off the line! Kenny Sansom, I think, who got it away on the right-hand post. Indeed, Goff's header may have been turned on, but either way, Sansom was the player who cleared. Very close to the equaliser there, Tottenham. And Arsenal have still got some defending to do. Chris Waddle. Paul Allen going through. And again, that tower of strength, Tony Adams, with the maturity to play the ball out accurately to Martin Hayes. Williams is in there, but here's Davis. Don't think Graham Rix has got a touch yet. It's all going on around him. Rocastle. Nicholas. And Charlie tries to dribble his way through and gets a free kick for Arsenal. Well, there are less than 3 minutes to go. And this match is building up now to quite a climax. Davis and Nicholas and Rix all around the ball. And Nicholas, there's a deflection on it. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. Well, they may be 2-1 up, but they're still sending Viv Anderson forward and Tony Adams. And Anderson couldn't reach it, and neither could Adams. Nicholas chasing out there, but it's gone out. Well, have Tottenham got one last shot left in their locker? Here's Chris Waddle. Nicholas. Well, Tottenham was so close to the equaliser. The header was by Richard Goff. I think an Arsenal player touched it first, maybe Paul Davis or Rocastle, and then Sansom got it off the line. Nicholas. taking on Danny Thomas, but he's a nimble little fullback. And the Arsenal fans are trying now to roar their team home to what could be a memorable victory. We're in the last minute of the match. There hasn't been very much stoppage time here, and Arsenal lead by 2-1. Allen to Hoddle. Paul Allen through the middle. Can he break? Klassen waiting for a cross. And he fell over Anderson, and Roger Milford said no penalty. Here's the second chance to see it. It's Paul Allen's cross. Well, it certainly wasn't a penalty. If anything, it was a foul the other way. It wasn't even in the area anyway, so we can all forget that. And concentrate on what could be the last few seconds. We're moving into time that Roger Milford may have added on. Arsenal lead 2-1 and have possession with Rocastle. Here's Williams. And now Anderson. And Williams, Rocastle. Anderson. Ricks is calling in the middle. Hayes is there too. It comes out to Williams. They're trying to keep it in that corner, Arsenal. This is going to be a goal kick. 39 wins each in the series before today, and in this 100th league derby between Arsenal and Tottenham, it's Spurs hoping for a last chance to prevent Arsenal from going ahead in the series. But they can't do it because Arsenal have won by 2-1 and go up by one match from 39 to 40 wins over their great North London rivals. But more important to these modern players, go back 4 points clear at the head of the First Division. All the goals coming in the first half. Tottenham had more of the second half, almost all the play in fact. But those Arsenal supporters salute a memorable victory, based again on a very sound defence, which has now let in only 13 goals in 24 league matches. The scorers for Arsenal, Adams and Davis. The scorer for Tottenham, Mitchell Thomas. But it's Tony Adams who will be a contender for man of the match. He salutes the fans, and Arsenal go back along these North London streets to their own manner with a 2-1 victory in their favour, and White Hart Lane sees another exciting, compulsive game between these two neighbours, which ends Tottenham 1, Arsenal 2.